Fundamental attitude in taqwa is not fear alone. It is to do something or take an action out of fear of falling into some kind of trouble. Fear is khawf, that's just a feeling. Like you hear a loud sound, you feel khawf. You hear a loud sound and you take cover, now you're doing taqwa. Meaning you took an action based on a fear. Right? This is taqwa. People give a lot of charity to compensate for their bad deeds. Right? So they'll give a lot of money to build a masjid, but they don't want to give up the liquor store either. Right? Or they're involved in something grossly haram, and they feel bad about it, so they'll pay a lot to an orphanage. Or they'll give a lot of sadaqah to like the earthquake relief, or something like that. So they're giving, but they don't fear. Allah wants you to give, but Allah also wants you to have taqwa. فَأَمَّا مَنْ أَعْطَى وَاتَّقَى. You have to have both. And sometimes there's a person who has taqwa, but what does he not do? He doesn't give. He doesn't give. When an important person comes and shakes your hand, or a famous person or a celebrity of sorts, or an authority, they say, man, you know who talked to me today? You know who I talked to on the phone today? You know who came over to my office? The CEO of this company or that company. A big person gave you attention. Whose attention does this person want? فَأَمَّا مَنْ أَعْطَى وَاتَّقَى. He wants the attention of Allah Azza wa Jal. That's where we find seeking the face of Allah towards the end of the surah. Right? But then they're afraid, just like there, إِنَّا نَخَافُ مِنْ رَبِّنَا يَوْمًا عَبُوسًا قَمْطَرِيًا. It is we who fear, no doubt about it, we fear from our Lord a day, a horrifying, a saddening, an overly depressing day. Abusan, very strong word used in that surah. Anyhow, coming back to this one, Ash-Shawkani rahimahullah writes, أي بذل, meaning this ayah means بذل ما له في وجوه الخير. He just gave up his money, just kept exhausting his wealth in all faces of good, meaning all kinds of good. He was looking for things to give give his wealth to. It was like, someone who really wants to make it big in this dunya, and they say, man, I got some money, I don't know how to use it. So they go to their business buddies, got any good business ideas? Where should I be putting my money right now? The market's kind of bad, where should I invest? Right? So there's this idea of putting your money in a good place. Or finding, what's called diversifying your portfolio. Right? That's called diversifying your portfolio. So you don't put all your money in one, investment. You put a little here, put a little here, put a little here. What is this person doing? Ash-Shawkani rahimahullah comments, fi wujuhil khair. All kinds of faces of good things. He's doing, maybe I should put a little here, a little here, a little here, a little here. So I have this diversified portfolio when I go to Allah Azza wa Jal. It's incredible, this mindset, that if you direct it towards Allah, it brings a yield, and people direct it towards dunya to bring a yield for themselves in this dunya. Anyhow, Asam al-Ra'i also offers a really remarkable insight on the ayah. He says, فَأَمَّا مَنْ أَعْطَى وَاتَّقَى تَدُلُّ عَلَى أَنَّهُ اتَّقَى الْبُخْلِ. He says he gave and he was afraid. It illustrates he was afraid of being cheap. That's why he gave. He gave as he was afraid, meaning wow becomes haliyah. He gave as he was afraid, meaning he was afraid of becoming those who are cheap, who hold on. My teacher used to give this example about our relationship with Allah. When we give, is it really our money we're giving? Is it really ours? No.